ANC President Cyril Ramaphosa has reassured voters ahead of elections that the governing party will root out corruption and regain their trust. This comes ahead of the party marking its 112th birthday this week. Ramaphosa also warning party supporters that social grants and the National Student Financial Aid Scheme might be at risk if the party doesn't stay in power.
And guys, do you realize that every time when this conversation is heard on the mainstream media, that is how this message is actually being pushed out? Because this thing is talked about, like if you watch the news, you can see that on Newsroom, on ENCA, on SABC, every time the reporters are talking about this thing, man, they are interviewing people about this thing. But this is exactly how you get the message out to the people. Every time the reporters keep saying that, man, President Ramaphosa said that if the people don't vote for the African National Congress, chances are grants and the social grants might disappear. You see that conversation that has been heard, that is how the message is being spread out. Because can you just imagine, man, someone just sitting at home and you just hear that, man, what did the president say? The president said that if we don't keep the ANC in power, then chances are we might lose our social grants. Then, geez, I'm voting for the African National Congress. What the hell are these people talking about? We might lose our grants. I mean, like, this is a very clever way of actually pushing out the message to the people. By keep having these conversations on television, by keep having these conversations even on radio, man. Like every hour they are talking about this thing. Every hour they are talking about, man. You know what the president said, man? The president said that if people don't vote for the ANC, man, chances are they might lose their social accounts, man. This is what the president has said. What do you think about that? No, I think the president is telling the lie. We as the Democratic Alliance, we promised the people of this country that we as the EFF, we promise that we are gonna increase, like, but every time these conversations are being heard, that is how the message is being spread out. So I think we are about to see a reaction. I don't know how, but I think we are about to see the reaction to this news. Because, like, whether we like it or not, it's starting to make rounds. It's starting to make rounds, man. I thought this is one of those things that the president just said and people will keep moving, but no. People are really having conversations about this thing of the president saying that if people don't vote, then chances are they might lose their social accounts. So I think the message is starting to take steam, and I think people are starting to get interested in this whole thing of, like, geez, what the hell did the president say? I mean, like, this is a very clever way of actually pushing out the message, man. Very clever.
Let's unpack this further. We're joined this morning by the ANC veteran, Snuki Zikalala. Mr. Zikalala, it's great to talk to you this morning. Thanks for coming on. 30 years is usually the timeline given for liberation movements to stay in government, right? What's it going to take for the ANC to break that mold?
Well, it's a fallacy that 30 years, after 30 years, liberation movement will cease to exist. Well, the African National Congress is the oldest liberation movement in the continent. Of course, we're celebrating 30 years. And we have done a lot in terms of the ANC. As you look at census, the last year explained that 94% of South Africans have access to electricity.
I mean, like, the man is already campaigning. Was it going to take for the ANC to break the mold? That was the question. What is it going to take for the ANC to break the mold? We know that, man, if we look at history, man, you know, this liberation movement, they only take like 30 years. But what is it going to take for the ANC to break the mold? If you look at census, man, 98 people in the country, man, they didn't have the houses. 75% of the people in the country, they didn't have electricity. And the African National Congress has done a lot in terms of helping the people get their social grants, man. You can see even the people who are unemployed are now getting the 350s, man. Even the ones who are having children all around, man, we are giving you 500 for each, man. You know, if there's a person with a disability in your home, we are paying for that, man. You know, if your grandmother or your grandfather is still alive, the ANC is paying for that, man. You see, if you can look at the African National Congress is different from all of these liberation movements. The African National Congress is the biggest liberation movement. We have delivered more than any of other liberation movements in Africa, man. If you can look at the records, man, right now, the people of South Africa, man, they're enjoying freedom, man. If you look at other African countries, man, there's still challenges in terms of the democracy. But in South Africa, there's a democracy, there's a freedom of speech, blah, 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 blah. He's already campaigning. He's already campaigning. What is it going to take for the ANC to break the mold? He's already campaigning. And I must say, man, this is a very clever way of actually campaigning. And I think political parties really need to take notice that, oh, okay, even if there's an issue that is happening in the country, man, even if there's a scandal that is happening in the country, man, you always need to throw it, what your political party did. You always need to throw it there. This is a very clever way of actually campaigning for your party, man.
That's census 2022. It says 84% of households have access to piped water. That's exactly what you achieved.
Man.
And it goes on and says that in urban areas, 93% of people live in housing. That's what we have managed to deliver as the African National Congress. And of course, what it will take now for us to regain our power, to ensure that...
I told you guys that the ANC, it is not going to campaign going into 2024. They are simply going to remind people that, guys, this is what we have done for you. This is what we have done for you, man. We have taken hits for like 30 years. Now it's your chance to actually stand up and say, man, we are protecting our movement. They are not going to campaign in 2024. They are not. They are simply going to remind the people that, guys, this is what we have done. This is what we have done. This is what you are about to lose, man. You know that the president is saying if people don't vote for the ANC, chances are they might lose their social accounts. They are already campaigning. And this messaging, man, is going very hard. Because you know everything that the president says, man. You know everything. If the president says everything, man, is spread out in the media. So right now, it's his chance to actually spread out whatever that they want him to spread out. And he's telling South Africans that, guys, if you don't vote for us, then the chances are you might lose all of these benefits. You can see even the cadres of the ANC right now. The man is on television, man. The question was, what is it going to take for the ANC to break the mold? We have seen throughout the history that, man, liberation movements, man, they only take like 30 years. What is it exactly going to take for the ANC to break the mold? No, man, like, no. If you look at census, we have done a lot. It's already campaigning time. It's campaign season, man.
That we bring back the confidence of the ANC, as the president is saying, of the ANC saying that we have to root out corruption within the organization and in government itself, because corruption.
But I think these are one of the like this issue of corruption. I mean, this is one issue that the ANC just needs to let go. Like, it's fine. You guys have failed to deal with corruption. Just let it go. Let it go, man. There's no need for you guys to go around and keep talking about this whole thing of corruption. There's no need. There's no need, man. This whole thing of like, yeah, the African National Congress, we must slam down when it comes to corruption, man. Like, guys, I think this one thing we just need to like, yeah, it's fine. Like, just let it go. Just let it go, because you are making people angry. Every time when you people come out and say that you want to fight corruption, man, every time you guys say that, man, you are making people angry. You are making people angry, man. I don't care, man, who's like wherever you are listening from. Whenever you hear an African National Congress cadre saying that, man, we want to fight this whole thing of corruption, you get mad. You get mad, you get really angry, like, geez, man, what the hell is this person talking about?
Corruption is nothing else but counter-revolution. It denies ordinary people to access their well-deserved benefits and for the ANC to deliver on its set objectives. That's what one of the primary objectives of this coming year. And we as veterans will definitely ensure that we assist the organization and government, that we root out corruption. And of course, we are currently involved in all structures of the ANC.
So in my understanding, what the gentleman is saying is that, okay, because the question was, what is it going to take to break the mold? So I think his answer is like, we are going to root out corruption. Because I feel like he's not answering the question straight. He keeps going there, but he's not actually telling the people that, guys, this is what is it going to take for the African National Congress, man, to prove that we are the biggest liberation movement in Africa. We are going to pass 30 years. What is it going to take?
From branch level, regional level, provincial level, and at national level. And we as Veterans League are also involved with the Oliver Tambo School of Leadership, where we are going to ensure that those who join the African National Congress are credible and people...
Yeah, but it's fine. Even if you want the people who's going to join the African National Congress to be credible members, if you want these people to be educated, like, the question still remains, what are you going to do about the cadres that are already the members of the African National Congress? These cadres, men, that are being accused of all sorts of crimes. The question comes, what is it exactly are we going to do about them? It's fine if you want to produce people who can actually, people who are capable to do the work. It's fine. I can't fault you for that. But the question is, what is it exactly are you going to do about all of these comrades that are already within the party? And I think this is exactly what South Africans are interested in. South Africans are not interested in what the African National Congress wants to do, what the African National Congress plans. Like, people are actually interested in seeing what the ANC is actually going to do internally to fix itself. That's what people are interested in. They don't care that you're going to recruit 10,000 innocent souls. They don't care about that. They care about all of these people that are already within the organization. That, man, what are you doing about all of these people, man, that have been accused of all sorts of crimes? This is what people are asking.
People with impeccable credentials and people who've got no criminal records at all. People who are there to serve society and understand the values, the principles, and of course the traditions of the ANC. Because since you came into power in 1994, we opened the windows, as the General Secretary of the ANC said, and mosquitoes came in. So it's now the time that you should flush out.
Mosquitoes came in.
Those mosquitoes must have committed, dedicated, and selfless leaders of the African National Congress.
One might argue, it was something a bit more deadly than just a mosquito that came in, right? But the ANC president has himself talked about the issue of trust and the fact that there needs to be a regaining of trust of South Africans on the part of the African National Congress. It doesn't help that the Secretary General just this week, Mbalula, admitted to breaking that trust, admitted to defending the indefensible insofar as former President Jacob Zuma's Nkandla upgrades are concerned, even going as far as to say and admit that MPs lied in Parliament about it. What kind of battle is that regaining of trust going to be?
Well, I think the Secretary General...
But guys, if I have to be honest, man, I think the people of South Africa, man, already knew that the ANC was lying to protect the president. The same way people know that right now, as we speak, the ANC is lying to protect Ramaphosa. I mean, like, the people of this country already knew. Of course, Mbalula's confession, okay, it's something else because it comes from the General Secretary of the African National Congress. But South Africans already knew that ANC was lying to protect Jacob Zuma. We saw ANC protecting Jacob Zuma time and time again. We saw that.
I'll have to answer, and so I can't say much about what you said because of the NEC of the ANC. We have not discussed that matter. I've heard about it. We've seen the clip. I think it's a matter which we'll discuss, but I think he got more excited. I don't know what excited him, and it's unfortunate that it went that way. But what we are saying as the Veterans League, that is why we are saying the candidate list of those who are going to be nominated to go to provincial and national legislatures, we have to put in stringent measures. What we are saying, people, the criteria we have set.
So the Veterans League is saying that, okay, going into 2024 or after 2024 elections, we want people who are credible to be the ones who are actually leading the municipalities, But the question is, are those people who are actually leading the municipalities right now, all of these corrupt people that are leading the municipalities, all of these people, men, that are responsible for the collapse of numerous municipalities within South Africa, are those people actually willing to step down? For these people, men, who are capable to do their work? Are these people actually prepared to say, okay, sharp, I was a minister of a certain municipality, I understand that, man, I've made a terrible job. I admit that I made a terrible job, man, and I am willing to step on the side. For someone capable to run in this municipality, are those people actually willing to step on the side and actually allow people with capabilities to actually run the municipalities? Are those people, man, are the structures within those municipalities? Because you know that the structures within the municipalities, man, they run by the cadre deployment. It is not about who can do the job. It is always about who the ANC wants there. It has nothing to do about who can do the job. Is the African National Congress, man, willing to pull out all of those cadres, men, who are in different municipalities simply because they are the cadres of the African National Congress, men? Is the ANC willing to pull out all of those people, men, and replace them with the people who are actually capable to do the job? I think that is the question that is actually important in this whole thing. Are those cadres, men, willing to step back and say, guys, it's fine. We understand that, man, we've done a terrible job in these past 5 years. We have actually given President Ramaphosa more headaches, man. This man didn't actually celebrate anything in his past 5 years. There is nothing that I can remember that President Ramaphosa was celebrating. There's nothing. He has been taking losses, man, year in, year out, year in, year out. So are those cadres willing to step on the side? I think that is the question right here.
As the NEC is that people who have got criminal records won't have are not eligible. People involved in gender-based violence won't be eligible. And people who have malfeasance and have been involved in criminal activities won't be accepted as provincial and to the provincial legislature, national legislature. We as veterans were adding is that those who are implicated in the Zondo Commission, in VBS commissions, and also in other...
Guys, was there ever a VBS commission? A VBS commission, man. Hey, that one would expose certain people. We don't want to talk about them today.
Commissions, unless they have appeared in front of the Integrity Commission, and if the Integrity Commission has referred to a DC, unless they've gone through the disciplinary process of the ANC, they are not going to be eligible to stand in as candidates for provincial and national legislatures. We are very clear on that because we want to regain trust of society. Society will not vote for us, will not give us another chance to govern on their behalf if we put in same people who were standing in front of the Zondo Commission, who are some of them were accused of malfeasance. Society won't be able to.
And you know one thing, man, you know this statement by this gentleman, it's a very rational statement, man. I'm not going to fault him for that. It's a very rational statement. That, okay, we don't want all of these people, man, that have been accused of all sorts of crimes. We don't want all of these people to be the ones running on these politics, man, after 2024. We've realized that, man, all of these people, man, are costing the ANC so much. So we want all of these people to step on the side, man. And I think my question is still valid, man. Are those people actually willing to step on the side to allow people who are actually capable to do the job? Are those people willing to step on the side? I think, like, guys, that question is very important in this matter. And does the ANC Veterans League actually hold any weight within the African National Congress? Do these people actually hold any weight within the African National Congress? Does their weight actually matter within the party?
To give us another chance to govern on their behalf. And so we are saying that we have to root out corruption within the African National Congress and in government as well.
Mr. Zikalala, surely you cannot gloss over the comments of the Secretary General of the ANC by just saying that he got excited in the moment. Did or did not ANC members go to Parliament and lie on behalf of the former President Jacob Zuma?
Well, I was not in that fifth administration, and as Veterans League, by that time the fifth administration was there, we are not fully involved in the affairs of the ANC, and so that's a matter which we will have to discuss with the Secretary General, what made him to say that. And so I'm saying that currently I can't talk for him. The ANC will have to take that determination. Of course, it was wrong for him to say so. It's unacceptable to do that, because that is decampaigning.
So I cannot speak for him, but it was very unacceptable for him to do that. I cannot speak for him, and I cannot comment on this matter. But Mbalula, man, was dead wrong on saying all of these things. I cannot comment on the matter. I cannot. But Mbalula, man, was dead wrong of actually commenting on this, of actually saying all of those things by telling South Africans, man, that the party lied to protect the president. Was wrong to do that, but I cannot comment on this matter.
Campaigning for the ANC. And so what we are saying as veterans, we are going to ensure that credible people are committed to the rule of law in this country, because that's a commitment that we have to show to the public, that we don't have to lie in Parliament, don't have to lie in state organs, we don't have to squander state resources. That's what we have to commit ourselves to society. And so I think the issue of the Secretary General, it will definitely be dealt with, in as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, all of the issues that you've listed, one would think it goes without saying, right? That you don't lie in Parliament, you are committed to the people of South Africa, and so on and so forth. Let me thank you for your time this morning. Snuki Zikalala is an ANC veteran joining us.
You know this whole thing of Mbalula, man. I'm looking at this whole matter of Mbalula, and I'm sitting here at home and I'm like, geez, this whole thing of Mbalula, man, I swear to God, it is starting to sound ridiculous. It is starting to sound ridiculous, man. If you guys remember that, this whole thing started when Mbalula came out and said that, guys, man, in defense of the president, the ANC went to Parliament and formed an ad hoc committee and told South Africans that a swimming pool was a fire pool. This is what Mbalula said. After that, some of the members of the African National Congress came out and said that, man, Fikile Mbalula did not mean that. This is not what Fikile Mbalula meant. You remember when Mantashe came out and said that, Fikile Mbalula, man, he just saw you guys, and then he started saying things that he didn't mean. So the ANC essentially was trying to walk back whatever that Fikile Mbalula was trying to say. But Fikile Mbalula still went to SABC Unfiltered with Season Paul Fuarsh and said, man, the African National Congress is really sorry about doing all of that, because we know that the courts told us that you guys were wrong. You guys were dead wrong. The courts told us, so we are not going to do anything. We are simply going to accept it when the court says, man, you guys were wrong. So I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, why is the African National Congress trying to walk back whatever that Fikile Mbalula said? And Fikile Mbalula keeps insisting that, guys, this is the truth. This is what happened. You guys know Mokwe delivered a scathing judgment against the Jacob Zuma. You guys know all of those. It is the fact. But the ANC is trying to walk back whatever that Fikile Mbalula was saying. And I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, geez, this whole thing is starting to look ridiculous, man. It can't be that every time Fikile Mbalula does an interview late, you will see a member of the African National Congress saying that, no, the Secretary General of the party didn't mean whatever that he wanted. I'm like, geez, guys, just allow Fikile Mbalula to tell the people of the country the truth. Now Fikile Mbalula had to do another interview with ENCA and tell the people of this country, man, like, guys, geez, I was just stating facts.
ANC Secretary General Fikile Mbalula denies throwing his colleagues under the bus. He told a party gathering that ANC MPs lied under oath for the former president, Jacob Zuma.
Mbalula admitting as well they knew the fire pool was in fact just a swimming pool. The ANC is infuriated with Zuma, who announced he would not vote or campaign for the party this year. Instead, he's decided to throw his support behind a new party, Mkhonto Wesizwe.
Now, Fikile Mbalula spoke to ENCA senior reporter Siphamandla Goke.
One, I am saying to you, it is exactly what you misrepresented in the reporting. To say that I put members of the ANC under the bus. It's incorrect.
Yes.
I stated historical facts about what actually happened. It is the truth that we defended a man, including the fire pool, that we said it is a swimming pool. It is now a documented truth.
I mean, like, guys, the ANC should stop trying to walk back whatever Fikile Mbalula said. He's telling you, man, in layman's terms. Like, man, like, this is historical fact. So why are you people fighting me for this? Why are you all over social media, man? Why are you all over the news, like, telling people that this is not what I meant? I tried to say this. This is not what the Secretary General of the party tried to say. Man, like, this is exactly what I meant. Then you have people, you have political analysts, you have journalists saying that, man, we need to get rid of Fikile Mbalula. Man, you guys are talking nonsense. You guys are talking nonsense, man. I am totally against the call of Fikile Mbalula being actually recalled within the African National Congress, man. The ANC needs to keep this man as the Secretary General. Jeez.
Court records and were dismissed about it. Our own Chief Whip, Jackson Mthembu, spoke about it in Parliament and apologized duly so. And we ourselves, we suffered, including losing vote because of that. So how am I putting members of the ANC under the bus? Because it has been unexplainable truth in the public domain by...
I mean, like, can you sit here and actually imagine how the ANC NEC meeting is going to be like? Fikile, man, you shouldn't have said that. And he was like, man, geez, man, I had to say that, man. I had to tell the people of this country, man, that we actually protected Jacob Zuma. And that is exactly what we did. There's nothing wrong with what I said. Man, Fikile, man, you shouldn't say the quiet part out loud. This is what you shouldn't do. Like, Fikile, no, Maqabane, man. I was right to tell the people of this country that we protected Jacob Zuma. I love Fikile Mbalula, man. I love Fikile Mbalula. And I love how the party always allows him to go out with the media. I love how they let him go out to the media, man.
Natin Tleko, as the Minister of Police, that a pool is a fire pool. So, perfectly so, I understand him. That day was not a day for him, and he was sweating. on that day. And indeed, we have come through that, and we have learned from it, and we will never repeat it.
I want to make something else very clear to you.
No, man, do take no.
I just simply avoided all this.
Man, what the hell is wrong with Facebook, man? What the hell is Facebook playing and rotate, man? I hate the guy. Why are you playing and rotate? But guys, I don't know why the ANC keeps trying to walk back what the Secretary General is saying. The Secretary General is telling the people that, guys, this is exactly what I meant. This is exactly what I meant, man. And there is nothing wrong with what I said. It is an historical fact. I have to tell the people of the country that, man, you know, as the party, man, this is what we did. This is what we did. And I appreciate Mbalula for that. Guys, I don't know, man. Guys, please tell me your thoughts on the comment section. Don't forget to hit that like button. And the most important part, subscribe. My name is Thomas Mabaso, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.